Everyone, please take this video lightly. I am obsessed with these Instagrams where they roast zodiac signs, and I'm obsessed with these videos online on YouTube too where they roast zodiac signs, like star signs, as like toxic friends, as toxic family members, like roasting zodiac signs as exes, and I just wanted to put my personal experience out there online. And yeah, no tea, no shade, no lemonade. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hola everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I'm kind of filming in this room that we're painting at the moment. In the background we've got Sunny painting. But yeah, so today's video I'm going to be dragging zodiac signs, but I'm going to be dragging my ex-best friends or ex-friends, exes in general, as zodiac signs. So I'm gonna start down the list and start off with Aries because it's the first zodiac. All of this like research, I get it all online, like star sign things that I get on Instagram. So not all of these are just like to the friends that I've had. Like some of these are just like stereotypes or like generic. So I do have one ex-best friend who was an Aries. I think Aries are known to be very aggressive. They can be quite passive-aggressive as well too. Actually guys, I have like a list of all these like notes and stuff. So if I'm looking down, it's because I'm just like referring to these notes. Yell a lot. At least the ex-friend that I had was always yelling. I'm talking about me, by the way.
Aww, aggressive.
Yeah, so she was super aggressive. She did things like try to trip you over. They can be quite prideful, which means that sometimes they can be struggling but not want to ask for help after you leave them. They'll tend to be quite quiet. You won't really hear from them, but they will be checking up on you. They might not be checking up on you by asking you how you are, but they might be watching your stories on a different account. They might ask other people how you're doing, start like, you know, hanging out with your friends to just ask them how you are. They're actually crybabies. They do really like to cry. By the way, I have like white paint all over my hands, but they do like to cry. But God forbid you say anything bad to an Aries, because even though Aries will have something to say about everybody and everything, and they have an opinion that might not always be the nicest, if you say something to an Aries, they will hold it against you. They will have some type of grudge against you. So the next zodiac I'm going to be talking about is Taurus. So I haven't been befriended many Tauruses. I'm a Leo, so I don't think Leos really get along with Tauruses that well. But I did have a Taurus that I was friends with, and I would just want to say that if you're no longer friends with a Taurus, or even if you were friends with a Taurus, like they will not reach out to you unless they need something. They will only talk to you unless they need something, and sometimes they can be a little bit selfish because of that. Some Tauruses, or at least the ones I knew, they care too much about brands. They can be quite lazy. They're very stubborn, but they get away with being stubborn by just being like charming, I guess. Also quite picky. They do like to talk behind your back. So the next zodiac star sign is Gemini, and Geminis already get a lot of flack. A lot of people already don't like Geminis. I hate dragging Geminis, but I have to drag this Gemini, okay? If you do lose contact with a Gemini, it's nothing personal. Like, I think Geminis have a lot of friends because they're super like social and outgoing. So when they do contact, it's not something that you should take personal. It's because they have too much going on. So if you do lose contact with a Gemini, like don't take it to heart. Honestly, it's more about them than it is about you. Geminis, they know where the drama is before it even happens. They can sniff drama. They can guess where drama is gonna happen before it even happens. Like they can look at two people and be like, damn, that's not a good thing. And then a few weeks later, those people are always gonna be fighting. So they can always sniff drama from a mile away. So don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Most annoying about Geminis is that they're very gossipy. They do love to share their opinion, and sometimes if they are gossipy, it's like especially behind people's backs, and they can be quite blunt. Sometimes they have this like illusion that like, oh yeah, I can say whatever I want, I'm blunt, I'll tell you to your face, but they'll say that, but they'll never really tell that to people's faces. I think a lot of the Geminis I met, they have so many different personalities. It sometimes makes it hard for people to trust them because it's like, which personality is yours? Yeah, so they can also be a little bit unreliable. Geminis also tend to be a little bit sneaky. I've known so many Geminis who do cheat on their significant others, etc., and they don't feel too bad about it, or they don't show that they feel bad about it. I think Geminis is the star sign that can literally just like grab someone and then throw them away like they never happened. So that's why Geminis are a little little bit scary to be friends.
My ex must have been a Gemini.
Yeah, your ex was a Gemini.
Please.
Okay, so the next one I'm gonna be talking about is Cancer. So I dated a Cancer, and this is the only like ex or ex-friend or ex-person I know who was a Cancer. And let me just say, Cancers are so whiny. They have a victim complex, so they always like make things about themselves. They can be quite moody, and they tend to like cling on people too quickly. Even though they are hermits and they only have a few people close to them, they tend to betray the ones close to them. Not in a way where they do it on purpose, but they like tend to accidentally betray the people around them, whether that's like accidentally befriending your brother's enemy or something like that. I actually don't know too many Cancers, so don't come for me, okay? But yeah, so they also need like constant reassurance, constantly to be reminded that they're loved, that they're a friend, they're worthy in your life. They do need that reassurance. So when you do lose a Cancer in your life, it's a little bit like a weight lifted off your shoulders. Damn, I'm dragging and roasting these zodiac signs like shit. I am a Leo, so it was really hard to drag my own zodiac, and you dated a Leo, but he's not really a Leo, he's like a Gemini. He's a Gemini. When you lose a Leo as a friend, they will still feel entitled for your attention. They'll still want you to message them, will still want you to call or text them or to say that you miss them. For a Leo, that like feeds their ego. We love like knowing that someone's not doing well without us, which is kind of like bad and narcissistic, because it's like, why can't you wish well for people who aren't in your life anymore? But Leos are very, very loyal. They're known for being one of the loyal zodiacs. So if they are befriending you, like over like years, they might end up like not liking you or resonating with you. They'll still stay your friend just for the sake of like being loyal and saying like, I made the right decision, I did choose this person as a friend. So if you do break their trust and end up unfriending them, even though they like stayed your friend when they didn't want it to, even though they like did things for you, etc., etc., any Leo who gets unfriended before they unfriend someone is gonna feel a bit butthurt and bitter about it. And some Leos may even become vengeful. They do hold grudges, not for a long time, but when they do hold grudges, they want to like do something about it. They want to take karma into their hands. They might want to be vengeful. They're gonna have an issue with you as a friend if you're wearing the same outfit as them, or if you styled your hair the same way as them. It's only the evolved Leos who do like when their friends are like expressing themselves in a similar way as them. But a lot of the unevolved Leos, they don't like friends that like, I guess, copy them. Leos will often be like, oh, I'm over it, but in reality, they're not over it. The more they say that they're over it, the more likely that they're not over it. A common phrase that's used with Leos is like, if people don't want to tell the truth how it is, I'll do it. Leos are like that. They do like to tell things how it is. Like they give you advice that you're not asking for. So I guess that's the annoying thing about being friends with a Leo or having a Leo as an ex-friend. Virgo.
Virgo.
So Virgos, my brother that I grew up with is a Virgo. Virgos are known for being a bit of a perfectionist. When you read about Virgos, they're like, oh, they're perfectionists, but every Virgo I've ever met is unorganized as fuck. Like literally every Virgo I've met, like their life is a mess, their room is a mess, everything is unorganized. And I think the reason why is because they're perfectionists, instead of like cleaning an entire room and like making sure stuff's off the floor and making everything look neat first, they'll like start with one corner and scrub the tiles, scrub the walls, and they'll end up like perfecting one corner, but then at the end of the day, the whole house is a mess, but one corner is absolutely like immaculate and spotless. So that's why they end up, I guess, having a disorganized life, because they're trying to perfect like one thing, which is super annoying, by the way. I think with a lot of Virgos, I get the kind of like attitude that for them, nothing's ever enough, nothing's ever good enough. They complain if you're breathing too loudly. They are the first zodiac to complain or say something. They are overthinkers. They tend to complicate things. With any Virgo that you meet, you'll always feel like there's a bit of a distance between you. I think to break down a Virgo's walls takes like a lot of trust. They're super inflexible to change, so they don't like abrupt change, which leads them to complain a lot. Like all they do is complain. I hate Syria. They tend to be quite stuck up. They think think their way is the right way, a little bit narrow-minded. They can be insensitive, aggressive, and controlling, especially in friendships and relationships. They may control who you hang out with. They may control like how you live your life, even though they believe like, oh, I'm trying to help my friend by telling them this stuff. Like sometimes they need to realize that they need to like shut the fuck up and they don't always know what's best. If they're willing to learn that there are other bests or there are other way of doing things, then I think it would make them less inflexible to change, less controlling in general. I think the Virgos who are unevolved and who have managed to like become like bitter and rude in life can literally make people cry just from their words, and I think that they like that. Like I think they like the power of being able to make someone cry with their words. So yeah, I think Virgos, they tend to like have this like internalized self-hate, and they don't realize that they like push that out onto other people, and they end up using their own insecurities, asking other people to change their thing, even though in reality it's like them trying to fix themselves on the inside. So you guys need to work some shit out. Yeah, sorry. Sorry guys, we have this room that we're painting and we're doing. It's actually part of this gallery, so we have builders coming in and out. So if you do hear some noise, it's just that. But yeah, so I guess that's all I'm gonna talk about for Virgo, because I have so much to say about Virgo, and I'm not about to make this video a let's drag Virgo video, because I'm trying to drag all these signs. So the next friend I would like to drag is Libra. Out of all of the zodiacs, the friends that I've become friends most with is Libras. I can name like at least 10 ex-friends who are Libras, and I think it's also because Libras are the most social star signs. They're very like easygoing. They're known for being balanced. Like I guess it's easy to get along with them because like even if you're like a different age group or a different race or etc, it's easy to like get along with Libras. So Libras, and you know and is Libra. So they're a little bit two-faced, and I think this is something that's commonly talked about within like star signs, that Libras are two-faced, and I know so many Libras who are like, no, I'm not two-faced, but it is also bitch, you two-faced, right? I could be friends with like a Libra and I'll go up to them and be like, hey, do you like my outfit? And without even looking up from their phone, they'll be like, yeah, it looks good, it looks great, love it. It gives you the impression like, oh, they're only telling me that to like shut me up. I think the most annoying thing about having a Libra as a friend instead of having a Libra as an ex-friend, when you ask them for anything like, oh, what do you want to eat? They'll be like, you choose. If you're gonna befriend a Libra, you have to, I guess, be more decisive. I'm trying not to stick with the stereotypes, but like, when you ask them to hang out, they will most likely say yes because one, they don't want to upset you, but even though, for example, they don't actually want to go, and then when it actually comes to the date, they end up being flaky. A lot of Libras are flaky. They tend to flake, and I think it's because they think that they can make things, but they end up not making things, and it just makes them super flaky and unreliable. They can end up being passive aggressive from like holding all that anger inside. So Scorpio, I'm dating a Scorpio. You love a good Scorpio? She loves a good Scorpio. If you stop dating a Scorpio or seeing a Scorpio or befriending a Scorpio, you won't hear from them, but they will be checking up on you. They hold grudges. If they let their bitterness control them and take over their life, they end up being quite vengeful. They do want like other people to suffer that did them wrong. I think the most annoying thing about Scorpios is that they have to learn the hard way. They don't learn from your mistakes or mistakes from their parents. They have to learn from the mistakes that they make. Sometimes they have to make the same mistake like hundreds of times before they fucking learn from it. I think Scorpios tend to get like jealous really easily, which makes them a bit competitive.
Actually, they're hell competitive.
Right? Yeah, they're super competitive. I'm glad you can chime in, bitch. I think their view of themselves is a little bit annoying. I think they think that they're so different, so edgy, so cool, so mysterious. And I think all of us star signs can see right through it. A lot of the stereotypes on Scorpios that they're very secretive, but I think all of us star signs can see straight through it and be like, I know you're hiding something. I'm just not asking because like you don't need to tell me, like I can see straight through you. Bitch, are you sponsored by Coca-Cola? Come in here, we have an advertisement. This video is sponsored by Coca-Cola. They do bring up things that they say that they're over, so they will bring it up again once, maybe twice, maybe a few more times. They'll be like, yeah, I'm over this, I hate this person, let's not talk about it, but then they'll wait for someone to bring up that person. They can sometimes be a bit bitchy. They do sometimes like to talk about other people. That's like every other zodiac sign, to be honest. Sometimes they'll play devil's advocate just for the sake of playing devil's advocate. So the next one is Sagittarius, and man, I fucking love roasting Sagittarius. Oh guys, I'm fucking fucked up. Okay, Okay, you know who's a Sagittarius? So first of all, I think Sagittarius are tactless as shit, okay? This is probably gonna be zodiac sign that will be most offended by this video. I think they're super inconsiderate as fuck. They're also super impatient. They think everyone has to do everything at their pace. They have a short attention span, so they want to do all these different things at once and sometimes drag you to them, and it's like, bitch, like, let me breathe. I think they also take people for granted. People in their life come and go, come and go, come and go. They go through relationships quickly, friendships quickly, and I think the most annoying thing about Sagittarians, which is a little bit stereotyped, is that they're know-it-alls. You will tell them something and they'll be like, yeah, I know. They will also sometimes make things about themselves. Like me and Sunny were talking to this one Sagittarian, and we started saying something like, oh yeah, we were on a party bus and we had a lot of fun at this party, and the Sagittarian will be like,
party bus? Yeah, I went on a party bus last week.
One time?
And this one has like a fucking pole in the middle, and I did some pole dancing on it.
They will always turn the conversation back to themselves, which is so annoying. Sagittarians think that they're so smart and that they know all these conspiracy theories and that they think differently towards other people. I think their execution of showing that is so tactless. Like, they just annoy people by talking too much, by making everything about them, by interrupting people. I think the most annoying thing about Sagittarians is how they interrupt people. To be honest, Sagittarians have no idea what they're doing. They pretend that they have an idea what they're doing, but they have no fucking idea. They are the most lost star signs out there. Yeah, they have this like dying need to separate themselves from other people, but I feel like they purposely put so much effort and so much stress in trying to be different that it makes it like not authentic and genuine. And it almost seems like forced. The last thing I wrote on this is that they always say that you're doing it the wrong way. They always think their way's right. So Capricorns, I've only had one good Capricorn friend.
This it is.
Sorry, we had a little bit of an interruption, but I'm back now, ready to roast Capricorn. You thought I was freaking done. No, I'm not, bitch. I have some shit to say to you, Capricorns. Capricorns are so pessimistic. I feel like they sometimes look at the dark side in life. They can be quite cynical. A lot of the Capricorns I have befriended, they say no a lot. Although if you do befriend a Capricorn, it's probably because you both hate the same person. A lot of Capricorns, they love to bitch. They like to talk shit. They like to talk about other people, everything, everyone. So if you do befriend a Capricorn, it's probably because you both had some type of common hate. Sometimes they ignore you just to piss you off. That's their way of being fucking rude sometimes, and they do that on purpose. Let's move on. My mom's an Aquarius. My mom's pretty crazy, so keep that in mind. Yeah, the Aquarians, is that the right word? The Aquarians that I have met, when they have an attitude, do not talk to them. Like, you know my mom.
They are fucking
like when my mom has an attitude, first of all, you know when Aquarius has an attitude or when they're not feeling so good. And I'm telling you right now, do not talk to them during that time.
Get the fuck away.
Sometimes they're rebellious just to like piss people off. They do things even though they're not allowed to, but they do it just like for fun or just to piss people off. They can sometimes be detached. They're not really good at listening. When an Aquarius is in conversation and they do that and they interrupt you to add on to your point. When Sagittarians, they interrupt you to go against your point. They sometimes disappear without any explanation. They often lose their shit. I've seen Aquarius lose their shit like multiple times, including my mom. They also won't shut up when you ask them for advice. They will go on and on and on in giving you advice, but it comes from a place of like they want to help you. And lastly, the last zodiac star sign is Pisces.
Hello.
Pisces, I'm gonna be dragging you. First of all, Sunny, do not take anything I say
Bitch, I know.
personally, just because I've had many Pisces in the past as friends.
She does the most funny things.
And Selma, she's also a Pisces.
Ew.
Alright. Okay, so Pisces, the first note I have is that a lot of Pisces get a little bit stuck to their past.
Holy fucking, that's not me.
But they don't really like to show it. Some do like to show it, and I think that's Pisces who like embrace that, and I think it's okay to like embrace what you're struggling, which I think is totally fine. A lot of Pisces have a victim complex, so they feel very sorry for themselves.
Fucking me.
Oh, and one thing that I do realize about Pisces is that they never solve their own problems.
Me.
And It's so hard to roast a Pisces when my best friend who's a Pisces is right here.
I think that's
but,
so true.
But at least,
with you.
at least she's agreeing with me. They don't solve their own problems, so like a lot of the times they'll put it off, and because they like postpone all their issues that they're supposed to fix, it ends up being a mess for everyone else, and then other people have to end up trying to help fix the issue. They tend to overshare too much. Sometimes on social media, like I don't know a Pisces who doesn't overshare.
Not me. Oh, spam account.
I think you overshare on your spam account, but that's to like selective people.
I've seen someone on Instagram who are public and they share.
Yeah. They tend to brag about things they shouldn't brag about. Stealing something.
I'm in debt, but I'm still buying things.
Literally.
My phone bill, my data's over. I'm gonna keep using my data and get a really big phone bill.
Oh my god.
And then complain about it.
Yep, so that's a Pisces live footage. I gotta finish off this painting job and hope none of you guys got too offended. Obviously, these were all like stereotypes of star signs. I got these all on Instagram. So obviously, if you're like a Virgo and you're like, no, I'm not like that, I swear. Obviously, not everyone's like that, and that's just like what I've had to deal with. Anyways, thank you, Sunny, for being my hype girl, hyping me up for this video, and I love you guys all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!